This is Anthony, the East Coast Bronco, and I'm here with you tonight, going over a few picks. We're gonna put together a couple showdown picks from Draftkings, and first off, I'm just gonna show you how I kind of go about choosing which games to kind of target. That's gonna give us the best results, and it's really simple. The only key that I really target, as you see, I have the spreads and the over unders up, is I truly target points. When if the game is expected to have a lot of points, that's good for fantasy, so that it gives you variance. So looking through these this week, not a lot stood out. A lot of lower scoring matchups, but as far as I can tell, we have the Colts and the Chiefs at the beginning of the day, and at the end of the day, or actually on Monday night, we had the Panthers and the 49ers. And between those two games, I think we're gonna see a lot of points. So let's get over to our DraftKings. Do the showdown mode. India at KC. We're just gonna do a simple 10-cent lineup. Of course, there's Jonathan Taylor. You got to think that KC's game plan has to be centered around shutting him down. Easier said than done. They're on a bye week. They're recharged. There's going to be some schemed up plays that probably beat them. Is he worth the $18,000 on the fantasy on the salary though? Who else would you put there though? The Colts spread the ball around to their skill players pretty good, so it's really hard to pinpoint. Could Mahomes be the MVP of the match? It very well could happen if they box up Jonathan Taylor. But we're going Jonathan Taylor. I'm a Bronco fan, so we gotta pick this like the Colts are gonna win it, which I do think. I do think the Colts are gonna pull it out. Rashee Rice, but they recently added Sauce Gardner, so that's a bit of an issue. And this Colts defense, they're a little more on the zone side. But you have to think that Travis Kelce is going to catch some balls. He caught a lot of balls last week. Just looking down towards the bottom to see if there's any surprise picks that we would really want. Both of these quarterbacks spread the ball out so well that it's sometimes challenging to get the right skill players. I think we have to go Mahomes. He's going to be responsible for a lot. He's going to have a lot of those points. Give me the Indianapolis kicker. I also want Tyler Warren. Ooh, I only left myself 200. We might have to go back to the drawing board here, huh? What could we do? We could split up Kelsey's production. And we could hit Thornton. Go for a deep shot. And Pacheco is still out. They've been trying to get the young man involved a little more. Richard Smith. I'm not so sure with the lineup I just picked that it's a 50-point game, but we'll see. That's one down. And then the next game that I had mentioned, Carolina and San Francisco. San Francisco hasn't been able to stop a nosebleed. And San Francisco's at home, so I expect points from both sides. Captain mode, tournaments. There we go. My type of tournament. 10 cents. All right. Where is the value? Where is the value? Remember, you get 1.5 times. We also have a heightened salary. So who are you willing to pay extra for? I think it has to be Dowell. And then we can get McCaffrey on the low. Bryce Young against this 49ers defense is not healthy at all. This is going to be a close game, y'all. I'm be interested to hear down below who do you think wins, because, you know, the Carolina Panthers have played some really weird games. Let's see here. Who have I chosen so far? I think this is a Panthers win, to be honest. I just really like what they do with running the ball for the most part. And Bryce Young has showed that he can win it when he needs to. Leggett had a big game last week. Doubling up on their running backs. So much of this depends on game flow, you know. I mean, we're ultimately rooting for a shootout. You know, hopefully we hit in that instance. But I need to get another 49er in here if it's a shootout. Maybe, yeah, actually, I could drop Bryce. Drop Bryce. We get a kicker in there. Who's more likely to kick field goals? It's probably Carolina. Now 6,400 to use on the last pick. It's not a very good price point, huh? Not a good price point. Am I overpaying for Dowdle? Kind of surprising to see the amount of targets he's had throughout the season. And they paid Chuba Hubbard. That man came over and took over the job. Let's see if I can get a guy at 4,000 and I could spend 60. Very, very tricky. Brock Purdy loves himself some Jawan Jennings, so let's go there. Now I have 3,800. Is that Mitch Evans? Yep. Broncos fans should have drafted that guy. I think he's a 5th round pick out of Notre Dame, 5th or 6th round pick. Any Panthers fans, let me know. Pretty sure it's a 5th or 6th. Oh, not easy. Man, Bryce really does spread the ball out. No targets from Purdy, but he was targeted early in the season. Oh, seems like no good options. Oh, excuse me. No Fred Warner. Young linebackers. I think I have to go with the tight end. Problem is they spread out to 3 of them. Oh, it's going to have to be Sanders. You never know with these lineups. Well, you've seen it. That's kind of how I break down a matchup. Remember, target the higher spreads, or not the spreads, the higher over unders. That's where the fantasy points are. They're predicting points. You wanna be playing these fantasy lineups that have points in them. It's very hard to predict anything that's like super low scoring. So, with that being said, hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that like, hit the subscribe, so I can eventually go live and call some games for you guys. Thank you and have a good night.